This Luxman turntable piece made it to my bench. It's a direct drive turntable. Already had one of those. Worked really well. I sold to a guy, and he went and bought this one. Wants me to test it and see if it's working great. So I plugged it in, and this is the speed, 33. But check out the speed. And there she goes. And this is nothing. Watch this. Creating wind. I could use this as a fan. It's definitely an issue. This is, you can hear it shaking. This is crazy. This thing is going 125 miles an hour. It's definitely an issue with the speed control. I don't know. We'll have to look it up. I'll have to look up the schematic for this. I'll shut it off. Okay. An issue with this one. And this nice foam too that I can put in. This kind of protects everything. So maybe that's what I'll use. Okay. There is a lot of circuitry within this board. So I'm going to continue on. I'm going to leave this for now. I'm going to check capacitors on this board. Guys, I don't know. There's a lot of rust on these screws. The rust on this. See this? Really rusty. Really not good. This board's gonna have to be cleaned a little bit. Nothing is jumping at me right now, but I'm gonna check all these capacitors. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 there. 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 capacitors on this that will need to be checked. Well, you guys can see this. I check this one. This one's good. Yeah. One here. One there's tested good. So those 4, except this one, is a bit high, but not totally out. I'm gonna check these small ones here. There's 6 of them. I can locate those. Okay, that one there's good. Yeah, these caps are really not that great, are they? you've seen what I've just covered so far. Those caps are really not good. These ones here. I don't know if you guys can check this out, but right now I'm on this board here, and these, I've checked 2 of them already, and they're really high in ESR. These ones are okay, except this one has got 1 ohm resistor, but it's still operational. So I am going to take 1 or 2 out of there, out of circuit. We'll test it and see where we stand. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. Testing ESR. Okay. Check this again. See what we've got. I've got 0.47 microfarad at 50 volts. And if you check this circuit board, there's quite a few capacitors. I've checked these 4 at start, and they were checking okay. These 6 small capacitors right here, 2 of them, check these. The 0.22 microfarad at 16 volts, we're checking 20 ohm in resistance. It was really high, and those are the capacitors 16 and 17. The 0.22 microfarad, and the ESR is at 20 ohm of resistance. Way too high. Okay, just wanted to show you guys the 0.22 microfarad. These are the 2 that came out of the Luxman turntable. I'm going to test those. This one is 21 ohm, this one. And the other one, is 16 ohm. This one is a 0.40 microfarad. And this should only be a 0.22. So those 2 capacitors were really bad on this circuit board, and I'm glad I've changed them. Okay, so I'm going to continue on. Okay folks, I'm all done with this turntable. So the issue with the runaway turntable on this circuit board was this capacitor. I was able to push this end, this one right here, in and out. There was no more solder in that. It wasn't even connected to the circuit board. So now what we're going to do is we're going to test this and see if this is going to work or not. Okay, so let's try this again. Bottom plate back on, and can't wait to test this. Okay, we've put all this back together. I've cleaned it with the toothbrush. It was filthy dirty. Got it turned up. I've got it out on 45 speed right now. And let's test it. with that. But you can also look at the light as well. The light here will tell you. There's our light. And according to this, I'm bang on. So let's try the 33 speed. There we go. 33. Going down slowly. This thing takes a long time for it to go back to its speed, eh? But look at this for 33. Bang on, eh? So I'm pretty happy with the speed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to set the tone arm in front of you guys so you guys see what I'm doing with this. I've already set it, by the way. Set it to 2 gram. But if I bring this to 0, what I've done was I made it float like in a floating position on a 90-degree angle with my turntable here, and it's at 0. So I'm just going to give it 2 gram. And there, we have a 2 gram tone arm set. You can also, if you're that particular, and you have one of these, you know, we could try that as well. Let's see how accurate I was. 218. Okay. So we can actually kick this back a bit. 210. 202. 202. Wow, we're pretty particular with this, eh? There's 200. That's 2 gram right there. So what I'm going to do is I'll raise this up, and I was off by quite a bit, actually. Now I've set this to 2 gram according to this. Okay. There, we'll set this back. Shut this off. The only thing that's left to do is put the cover back on. Okay, so we're good to put this cover back on. Could be washed a little bit, but I'll let him wash it. Okay guys, the Luxman has been fully serviced. The issue, I'm going to call this the runaway turntable because I plugged it in and it was just spinning rapidly out of control. So I've unplugged it, opened it up on the bottom here, and on the circuit board I did find a capacitor that had cold solder. It wasn't even soldered to the circuit board anymore. So, and while I was doing that, I did check all of the capacitors that were on there, and the capacitor 0.22 microfarad at 16 volts. This would have been capacitor 16 and 17. Very high in ESR, I'll show you. 24 in ESR, way too high. So those two capacitors would have given you an issue, if not already. Anyways, once you open it up, you may as well change them if you are going to open them up. Anyways, that corrected the issue. The speed is correct. Set the tone arm, and this is ready to go back to his customer. Anyways guys, if you liked the video, thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video.